Okay, bonjour. So we're going to start with exercice 8, and we'll see how far we go. Exercice 8 is a review of count nouns and mass nouns. So you're going to fill in, how would you say a steer or an ox, one steer or one ox, d'accord? It's pretty easy. And then how would you say steers or oxen, some steers or some oxen? And just realize how irregular English is. Like we add en sometimes for the plural. Or like children, for example, which adds ren. There are some really weird things about English, but French is very nice. It's usually very regular. On the other hand, if you only have now, I made a joke in a class because I told them, all right, remember what if I say look the cat, look a cat, and what if I put a plate of meat in front of you and I say it's cat? How would you say? Yeah, they were not happy with me when I said that. But how would you say beef or some beef? And notice that it comes from the word steer or ox because it's part of that greater whole. We also refer to beef as a substance. So sometimes it's multiple things there. D'accord? Use your notes to help you fill in these things and then ask me in class if you have questions. Likewise, you're going to list the indefinite articles, the masculine, the feminine, and the plural, and then the partitive articles, the masculine, the feminine. And then before a vowel, there is no plural of the partitive because mass nouns can't be plural. Go ahead and do that. All right, numéro 9, exercice 9. Traduire. This is just straight translation. So you may have to look up some vocab if you're unsure. Let's do a few of these together. So milk, if you want to say milk, well, is that going to be un? No, it's a substance. So we're going to say du lait, of the milk. D'accord? Talking about a substance. You've got a pizza and pizza in general. Now, when I say a pizza, obviously it's une pizza. What about when I'm saying pizza? Like I want pizza. Well, then you're referring pizza as part of that whole, right? You're not referring to the entire pizza. Then you would say, je veux manger une pizza. I want to eat an entire pizza. A pizza. D'accord? But if you would just want to say, I want pizza, you're referring to it as a substance. You're referring to it as part of a greater whole. So it's going to be de la pizza. D'accord? Likewise, if you say, I want to eat some pizzas, je veux manger des pizzas. D'accord? So those are the kinds of things you have to think about. I'll give you a few vocab words. If you don't know the word for beer, it's bière, and it is feminine, la bière. The word for turkey is dinde, and that is also feminine, la dinde. And then you should know rice from your notes. You should know wine, and you should know bread and water. D'accord? Okay, go ahead and do that activity. Exercice 10, it says juste un peu, just a little. You want to try the items below, but you only want some of each. So you're going to use the appropriate partitive article to say some. So if you're talking about une soupe, for example, a soup, and you want some soup, you'd say je veux de la soupe. Sorry, I have hiccups right now. Un fromage, let's do un fromage. That's masculine, so we're going to say du fromage. Pretty simple, the exercise here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, exercise 11 is a little bit difficult. It's au secours, which means help. Fill in the blanks with the partitive article de l'apostrophe or the preposition de, as is grammatically appropriate. I didn't tell you the rule here, but if you are using a partitive after the word besoin, you're just going to say de. And then if you've done the last grammar lesson before doing this, then you'll know this rule, but pas is always followed by de as well. So if you see pas or besoin, you're going to use just de, otherwise you can use de. So j'ai souvent besoin, you've got the word besoin, we're going to use just de there. J'ai souvent besoin d'aide. D'accord? Do you need help? D'accord, let's look for another one. Je peux te donner, I can give you, if you want to say some help here, you're going to say de l'aide. Je peux te donner de l'aide. D'accord? So it's a pretty straightforward rule. After besoin or pas, use de. Otherwise, use de la. Yeah. All right. Et pour vous, reconstruct these conversations that you might hear in a cafe. So the example has the word boire and café, and we're going to say non. So the question is, est-ce que vous buvez du café? The server, I guess, might ask that. Are you drinking coffee? And you're going to respond, non, je ne bois pas. Now, after the word pas, this is the rule you just learned, you're going to use just de. D'accord? So, je ne bois pas de café. What if we were saying yes? Just hypothetically, you would say, oui, je bois du café. If it's positive, we'll keep it du. It's just if it's pas in front of it. And that rule will make more sense later. So let's do number one as well. So we've got, actually, let's do number 3. So we're going to say est-ce que vous, and it's the verb prendre. Est-ce que vous prenez? And we want to say, are you taking soup? Let's say de la soupe, because it's a substance. Est-ce que vous prenez de la soupe? And we're going to say, oui, je prends de la soupe. D'accord? Now, if you were to say no, again, for any of these other ones, you're going to say, je ne prends pas de soupe. I'm not taking a soup. Not a soup. D'accord? Bon. All right, I think, is that just 3? Let's do a few of these at least. All right, so this is some vocab practice. So remplir des vides, filling in the blanks. Remplis les vides avec le choix le plus logique. Fill in the blanks with the most logical choice. So I see j'ai besoin de, I need, blank au supermarché. I need something to the supermarket. Il me faut du pain. Oh, you don't know this expression. Il me faut means it is necessary to me or for me. It is necessary for me bread, milk, and apples. This is how you say. Another way you can say I need bread, milk, and apples. All right, this one is obviously not renvoyer, which means to fire. It's obviously not you're managing at the supermarket. You're going to say je dois or j'ai besoin de faire des courses. I need to do the grocery shopping. So you can go ahead and do those as well. Okay, we'll do, let's say, one more. So it says, write a phrase with ce or ce sont. You did this in some of the first packets. If there's one thing, so pour dire qui ces personnes sont, to say who these people are. So we see one person here, so we're going to say ce, not ce sont. And it looks like a male, so it's going to be un. And then he's a baker, or is he a pastry maker? He's a baker, so we're going to say c'est un boulanger. So c'est un boulanger. The next two people are fishmongers, where they sell fish. So since there's 2, we're going to say ce sont, and then there's 2, so we're going to say des. Actually, this is the only plural one. And then one of them is masculine, or one of them is male, so we'll use the masculine as default. Ce sont des poissonniers. So that's what you're doing here. For number 3, you can choose if she's a baker or a pastry maker. And yeah, I guess that's it. Boom. All right, you can stop there, and voila.